Say hitting at 333.
The guy on the Cubs side, Jordan Wicks.
Martinez makes the fielder for the Guardians is Tyler Freeman. And Will Brennan out in right with the glove. Angel Martinez at second base. Davison Del.
And I say Allen reminds me of Wicks because it's that knowing that the mix is very similar to a guy in the Cubs organization they may have faced.
25 years old, played his college ball at Florida International. Top five.
That upper third portion of the zone is always covered really well.
Catcher Sandy Martinez, who was behind game in the history of Major League Baseball. And this one will bang off the Mastroboni, but sliding in safe. These are names of yesteryear. Brant Brown was in center field. Henry Rodriguez in left field. Jeff.
Incredible pitches. Look at this sweeper. Look at that comeback sinker to the outer third. Fastball with run. Is something that guys aren't doing anymore. But Wood was, you'd call almost the OG.
Hendrick steals. Little tapper to third. Madrigal's got it. Kyle Hendricks was the Game 7 pickoff play at second base.
Yeah, he got his second there a bit early there. Some of these Guardians guys, I like it a lot. I know the Cubs coaching staff often has very. You got shoe games, Zach?
Not really.
I'm looking at your feet right now. I don't think those are Jordans, but there's not a lot of guys 3-1 that are going to go to an off-speed pitch like that. That ball's
second with just one away, and the top of the order due up. Ryan Rocchio.
Seniority, I imagine. Although Gomes is a senior as well, so they've been in the game.
The pitch, and decided to stop doing that.
Two batters in the #1 slot in lineups.
Ground ball takes a high hop at first. Nice play by Bush.
One walk also. Do we know who that was? Kick that back to the truck.
Tyler Freeman at the plate, throw to first. Another throw over. You know, in spring training, we should be able. A base hit, and that'll bring Martinez scores.
Christian Yelich of the Brewers, so that's a pretty good hitter. And this also plays jam shot the other way. Both
in the lineup, Will Brennan at the plate. Looks at years old. Up high, 2-0 on the bases is a factor. Fly ball. Talkman underneath it now. Marquee.com. Sign up now for free Cubs cleanup man. Here's the 0-1. Outside.
Not going to, I don't think, a ton of left-handed pitching. A AAA, it's just a matter, I guess, of facing better lefties, how he performs. I think that's really respectable versus lefties.
Player of the year. And Bush strong.
Bush, you know, something that Dustin Kelly brought up is that Bush is a lefty hitter, or that top hand they're the same, so it's going to be a little bit stronger. So Bush, what he can work on describing how he does against lefties, being that more direct, stronger top handies.
Great report. I love that, Elise. Do you think that top end helps, particularly with pitches up?
I thought Bush did a great job on that last pitch. It can be really tempting with 2 strikes to want to hit.
Yan Gomes at the plate. He waits for the 1-1.
And blocked in the Dodgers organization.
Up the middle, fielded by Martinez. So 2 down, and the batter, Nick Madrigal, hitting at 300 this spring. The pitch.
Change up in a cutter when he faces righties. So it's a bit more of a guessing game, so to speak.
Madrigal hit 260. Hits one on a button to right, and making the catch is Brennan for out number 3. We head to the
Cubs baseball on marquee. We're in the top of the 3rd inning as Hendricks goes into his 3rd inning of show us exactly how often he puts pitches in the correct spot for that top line. The stuff is basically a combination of velo, movement, and release. It's trying to show you jump middle, and below everything by you, which would be a guy that has the inverse of this, who has more stuff.
Today, 1 down after that nice backhanded play by Swanson at short. Hendricks works his motion. And he signed with Cleveland, his 2nd stint with the Guardians. And that's more important to the Guardians than his production.
Chat with him in the visitors' clubhouse. And I asked him what he looks at in heat maps. A mind behind the plate.
The 2-2. Fouled away on his own way when he came to his Little League team. Going back, Mastroboni, he leaps Love.
Love as he came down. Just a changeup up from Hendricks.
CBS Sports
again. Ooh, it looks like that.
For what Sunday Hannah stole
Stories that she was telling and friends telling me like, hey, Caitlin is
quickly down the floor.
telling me like, hey, Caitlin is really and remembered you as a
needs 18. Kick baseline. 5-5.
feeling for the
Outing in their last meeting. Gets to the back. Now Clark down the lane. Baseline. Phil.
Looks like he's
down
going
the
to be
lane.
okay.
Across the lane. Got it up.
And the batter is and gets a base hit into left field as that one dropped.
Another soft hit ball too. I don't think Noel hit that hard. He kind of got jammed inside. I will not consider him hard. I'm not sure on the exact exit velocity, but you're getting tattooed. The Hedges ball was hit pretty hard, but
on the infield, Swanson calling everybody.
way underneath it. That's the exact outcome you want there for Hendricks.
Fielder Jonathan Rodriguez will step into the box. Round it. Fouled away, 0-1. Most starts ever for a guy who pitched for last season if he could return to form off the shoulder injury. Here's the 0-2. This one squirts past Gomes for a home.
There, the Hendricks pulled the changeup. I can't imagine he does that much in the regular season. He was trying to do in the prior pitch.
Now the 2-2. Under right, underneath it, Suzuki. Feature stories presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Right-hander Xavier Curry on the hill for the Guardian. Drill one is gone.
Curry there. Curry's a guy who actually had reverse splits last year. He's pretty good versus left. Yeah, I wonder if the scouting report in training against kind of a guy who
Joe Hudson fouls the first pitch away from Curry.
What?
Now the 0-2.
AAA. This is his 6th organization in 6 seasons as well. Last 2
Been for a base hit.
away, often a nice spot for guys like Hudson that can extend their hands. Vasquez is a really fun story. I remember a couple years ago on the backfields watching him take infielders I'd seen on the backfields. And talking to some of the other smart people in the hitting department on the player development side with the Cubs, really put the 50 slug in any of his seasons in the minors to a 450 plus last. One of those guys you throw at the back end of a list and go, great glove, not sure if he'll be able to hit. And now you're for him long term.
The 0-2. Outside, 1-2. An OPS of 817. This one field for a base hit. Stopping at second base is Hudson.
To hitting. Let's see this again. It's there from Curry in terms of location. Vasquez has impressed me every time I see
Second, and here's Mike Talkman.
change up there. I imagine after Mastroboni goes four-seam middle.
The pitch.
There's the fastball. Let's see what he does here, 0-2. I imagine something below the zone.
Deal. Line to second.
Probably just a little end of the bat there, not hit too hard. Not much you could do there.
As first and 2 down. Going back, Freeman near the track, backing after 3.
Well tagged it off the scoreboard out there. Tucker's
Is to watch opening day at the Circa Resort and Casino, including for the 4th inning at Sloan Park. 3-1 Guardians, and for Hector Neris.
Bit lucky on some of his results metrics here. The ERA, the strand rate was a nasty splitter. He throws this pitch a lot, specifically the left-handed hitters. Throws it over a four-seam split to lefties.
Juan Brito leads off the 4th inning with a big
Two, I think are a pitch that are going to start making their way into baseball more often. You're throwing it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto with the Dodgers, Shohei Monaga with the Cubs. And then you have a lot of guys in the Orioles always kind of had a splitter, didn't throw it at the major league level last year. Porter Hodge, or so to kind of jump up this year. It's just a really good pitch at both limiting, if you're looking at things from an advanced analytics side, limiting barrels, generating swing.
No one out here in the 4th and a man at first base. And number 3 in the big leagues in strikeouts during that time. So he
likes splitters, and I want to see more of them as well. Everyone's arm is going to pop. I don't necessarily think about how a splitter works. You're not absorbing the force through your fingertips as you throw. It's throw splitters. I think that's a reason to consider how that it doesn't maybe have adverse effects.
The durability is there, and maybe it is because 2022 championship with the Astros. That's another thing about to blend with all those young guys the Cubs are bringing out.
I'm pretty fascinated too. Council comes from an organization that seemed to churn out pitchers, bullpen guys. Abner Uribe was throwing 99. Where did they get Strzelecki with this crazy slider? How he's used in leverage situations as a lefty. But I think there are options here. It's going to be fascinating to see.
Ground ball hit to deep short. Swanson goes to second for one. World Series winner on the radio, the legendary Hall of Famer. Begin the last half of the fourth inning. Hughes, visit Cubs.com for Dansby Swanson. Big turn at first, but he'll stay right there.
That's kind of the pitch I'm watching for Swanson as the season progresses or as the spring progresses.
To have him wear anything that looks like that.
To hang their hat on. 17-point lead. That's pretty remarkable.
He didn't dress up the middle. Oh, snagged on a high hop cold. There's just a grin that turns into a smile. Sweaters, and some of them are classic and they look beautiful.
Honor.
There are many. The thing about that is that I would rather suffer
the ranking.
Yeah, the model that you're going to get on that giveaway day on April 6th.
I can't wait to get multiple.
Jones takes a ball. Smoked. Oh, what a play at third base by Brito. Him for the last few days.
We're more around like 40 to 50, so they really jumped up on that pitch and it did wonders. It was a slider, particularly that slider individually. If you combine it with the he does. Ooh, I thought he was going to get the call in the out of throw. One of my favorite things, I'd say taboo. Guys just don't throw it. Doesn't have good splits unless your pitch has it. One of my favorite things to see him do. It's just so rare than most fastball slider relievers who just throw those two pitches alone.
Just with that forearm strain, looks for a blue pit.
Little 2-2 check.
So that'll bring up Dave. The pitch. Inside. In the first. Pop is underneath it, and he's
on that celebration, right? Is it the fist? I think we're calling it the fist, but yells. I wonder if his vocal cords are all right from all the yelling.
Spring training to tap into that pitch device. I'm sure Adbert, it's Austin Hedges, the pitch. Runner goes center field, but
force his voices on a subsequent day and like his ERA in those outings. Like, is there a relationship? I don't know if I'm feeling it today.
If he keeps punching guys out like that, sweet. The vocal cords will somehow find a way to generate excitement. The pitch. That's low. He was coached by his dad. That team ended up producing 7. Round ball hit to third. Nice play by Madrigal. The throw.
It's a nice play from Madrigal there. You see him kind of glancing over at first.
Yeah, so Hedges was coached by his dad on that little league team in Southern California. And just signed that deal with the Giants. Guessing they won every game they played. How do you lose?
That's a great question. That's what I'd be thinking if I was the front office. Great pitch. But again, the pitch is hard enough with enough movement that I think even
Noel banked 27 home runs in AAA last in Spanish. Strike his first at bat. Now the 0-2. Ground ball hit on the left side, backhanded by the shortstop. Here's Miles Mastrobuoni.
Beat there.
Up. Will drop in and hop off the wall.
Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. And obviously remembering what Mastrobuoni did on that fastball in the prior inning. Great piece by Mastrobuoni.
Hudson singled his first time up. The pitch.
Yeah, and the main thing that stuck out to me about that stretch, I almost wonder whether he was slightly passive, such that it was a detriment to who he was in this season.
Hudson takes down, got sent up and down a little bit, but when he came back,
fresh, no heat on it, nobody stepping to the ball, bringing it big time at the
Now the pitch. Soft contact.
But Carfax.com shows how accidents impact price. So
Diarra cuts towards the rim.
Fly ball
for two.
down the line, angling toward it. Brennan.
You're back in cleats. You're trying to just kind of feel your way through everything. You kind of get out of the thought process of like, what am I trying to do at the plate? And culture of winning from top down. So it's been a fun process so far.
You just.
I think it's a great. I mean, that is really a great question. I feel like for us, it's just Chicago is when we're winning. We experienced that a lot last year, and I think that
Themselves 10 games under 500. Ground ball hit to short, scooped up by Jefferson. In a long time last season, and kinds of sees it as a U.S. national soccer star had that knee injury.
As we're a team that's young, and I think we'll rely on young players over the next couple seasons pretty heavy.
Hit in the air. Back Rojas, and it's the shortstop.
Hey, the last time we were here, do you remember what happened?
前回のインタビュー、ここでつなげるようにのために何を。いろいろまだ課題は。Still have a lot of reflections and things to work on, but you know, if I'm well prepared.
温かく見守ってくれるパワーみたいな。
Him in his first spring training start.
今永さんが同じチームに入団されたことで Obviously he did give up a home run yesterday, but you know he has the you know the skill set to. I feel like that first outing in the big leagues is always a special moment for him. So I hope he can do this year, and if everyone can do what they're supposed to do, I feel like we can accomplish big things. So I'm very excited.
And Toy and you throwing on too. Does everyone? You gotta be safe.
Trots. Alcantara likes to say a Jaguar waits for the purview with Seiya Suzuki.
Absolutely. That was a 2-0 pitch from Heron.
Top of the seventh.
Stars, which is actually Shota Imanaga's team, and I think he still has the Baystars glove. He's got the gold trim to fill one of those spots. Luke Little, and then a lot of guys with splitters, which can help neutralize left-handed hitter. A lot of guys have remade themselves over in Japan, and I think Eskimo is kind of one of them.
In the big leagues with Boston and Arizona.
Each side this year with the White Sox jumps to mind. We'll see how he does after pitching. Halpin is yet another soft-hitting, low strikeout.
With them, and it's a new era in Clan. Leading Cleveland. Catcher with a whole variety of different teams, and then last season skipper in Cleveland history.
I like that last nugget there. Quickest turn topic. This guy's behind the plate having a really good feel for managing.
At time. Missed his first professional season.
Also, correction on me, Larry Bowden, not a catcher. I need to brush up on the baseball history.
Yeah, it was bouncing ball hit on the left side. Berger, Adbert, Alzolay, Jeremiah, Estrada, Cam Sander. Here in the last of the seventh. The 0-2 delivery.
Shaw's is definitely looking up.
Gonna drop in. No, it doesn't. Brings a speedster. Played center field. Cleared waivers. They converted him to a pitcher.
So the Guardians for converting him. Playing around with this idea, because I mean, fastball's up. It's got a shallow approach angle. It'll work. It's a
and convert to a major league pitcher. I don't see that often. Or
running up the hair today. I generally like it when it's flowing, but I'll take it as is.
This afternoon, as Bodie looks at a ball outside, mild. Bodie waits for the 2-0.
Here goes, pulls it inside. Bodie's really good versus left-handed pitching.
Only Cub with multiple home runs in Cactus League action this. Now the pitch. League season 2020 with Seattle. The payoff pitch.
He's approached. You know, he's not chasing outside of the zone. Chase rate's never been above average.
Minor league player of the year. With better than 330. Back is the shortstop, and the catch.
Hot to some extent in spring, putting some good pieces on balls. That's a successful jump up and then struggle. That oftentimes, if they're not getting stuff perspective to be a major leaguer, such that they're not really lingering in the minor leagues much more.
188 pounds.
Jaguar-like, if you will. Though Jaguars, I don't think are particularly tall, but I still like the nickname. Watch him now. Slight open stance. The leg kick's a little tighter. The knee only comes up to. That's a little drift right there. You see him kind of hesitate with it on the 2-0 pitch.
Right, here's the payoff pitch. Alcantara. Raboni banged his head against the wall in left field trying to. And Hendricks pitched the first.
Altering his changeup grip, creating some more depth. I got a chance to talk to him about that at CubsCon. Really played putter, but it's usually in the mid-90s, like 93 to 95 or so. That's the sweeper and 50 walk. So the control in reining that in, I think, has always been a slight problem. But as long as you're striking out as many guys as he is able to strike out.
The eighth inning. To maximize performance. Outside. Hard hit ground ball through in a right center field. And Alcantara also going deep. The pitch.
To the righty, and then it kind of just juts to the left as you see it tap slightly a ball, or you see it popping like a curve, and then it kind of takes off moving away from the hitter.
Now the 1-2. Pitcher for Cleveland, right-hander Adam Aller delivers.
For perhaps the first time, if you're maybe a casual Cubs fan, Rojas organization turning it around on the hitting side, and Rojas was the name that came up just off the cuff. I always like really nicely.
Brett Bateman lines one into center field for a base hit.
How analyst that I've become, I remember all these guys.
Cubs baseball highly competitive. 2016 against this Cleveland team changed a whole lot. Pickoff play at first.
Although he is a Cub, he's kind of a bit of a slap hitting, contact first.
Try and see what they've got. Maybe add them to the mix.
In terms of how good he looks for the Rockies.
Outside, De Los Santos. Bateman, and now the Cubs have men at the quarters. Ball bobbled.
Hitting from him again. We're talking contact here over pure raw exit velocity.
Lead.
This is a fun AB here. Really quick.
Here's the tag. Bateman comes.
I think Shaw take that. Up away pitch, fastballs. Why you prize exit velocity? A lot of people, like, I just want a guy to put the ball gets deep enough. You saw a guy like Shohei Ohtani the other day.
What a left-hander Brad Wick, the new man on the mound. And Christian
is shaken up here on the foul ball.
Trainer Neil Ramp, manager. In the big leagues in 2021. Surgery to fix an irregular heartbeat. Coming in is the left fielder.
In the majors in those 3 seasons we were looking at, he was throwing like 70% plus fast move in a very odd way, and were able to create angles for hitters that they really struggle.
2022. Swing back here on Marquee, a night game as the Cubs take on Petey Hatterfield, going back and making.
The Cubs are gonna win today.
Major League Rugby, I should say, coming up next on Marquee Sports Network at 5.